Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a good Sunday night. Hopefully, we'll have a few folks jump on. Otherwise, I will have a nice little chat with myself this Sunday evening. So I'm just I'm working on a quick little like shoe care video. I think I may have mentioned it. I think I may have mentioned it earlier in the day or earlier in the weekend. Just kind of sharing um some of the ideas that I had for the next video, and just kind of taking a quick little break from that, and figured I'd jump on, see if anybody is see if anybody's online, see if anyone has any questions or topics. Otherwise, I will run with it myself. So here is the video that I'm working on tonight. This is the pair of Zeb shoes that I think I shared a photo of earlier in the week, or it may have even been yesterday. Sometimes I lose track of time. But basically, the purpose of the video is, see if I can change the focus here. So there we go. Basically, the video is going to kind of show you got this pair, which is a little beat up, and just going to leave this left shoe as is, and kind of compare it to the right one once I'm done the care and kind of fixing up some of the scuffs and scratches that hopefully you can still see here. So we're just letting this one dry after some conditioning, and then I'm going to pop back in, finish that video up, and hopefully it should be ready to kind of share tomorrow. Let's see who we have on here. See if I can kind of figure out how to navigate it. Hey, what's up there, Paris? Pat? Sorry, not the best with names there, but I guess it says it right in the comments. So thanks for joining, man. How's you're in Texas? You guys where in Texas? Just curious. Not that I know that much about Texas, but maybe I'll learn something. There we go. Cool. Well, one of the unless anyone has any questions, one of the topics that I was thinking about sharing, let's see if I can navigate here. So I'm gonna jump over here, and let's see here. So one of the things I have been kind of wanting to share and kind of chat through is some shoe brands, some shoemakers that have been around for quite a while and do like really great work, and have done it for a number of years. So like they've already kind of like proven, um, kind of proven like they are legitimate, like, reliable shoemakers. But for whatever reason, they still kind of end up under the radar a bit. And I think I think that's a good topic to kind of start or kind of open up, because I think a lot of times, especially myself, not that we like struggle to find shoemakers that we want to work with, but we're always kind of anxious and always excited to find new shoemakers, or shoemakers that we haven't had the chance to experience. And I think there's no better place to start than some of these shoemakers that have been around for quite a while, do excellent work, and they've proven it for a number of years. But it's not one of those like mainstream brands or mainstream shoemakers. So Beaumont. Oh, nice. Cool. So let's see here. So Instagram is kind of be where my reference point is, because I feel like that's kind of the easiest place to navigate to some of these shoemakers. So the first one that kind of comes to mind, and this one is Joeworks. This is a shoemaker out of Japan. They are Goodyear welded shoes, and it's a shoemaker that I've wanted to try for a while. It's not the most like accessible brand, I guess. They I don't know if they have direct sales internationally right now, but they are available through some different retailers. I think there are some retailers in Singapore. There used to be one in Canada. I'm not sure if they still are doing business there, but it's just a very like small, like artisanal, Goodyear welted shoe out of Japan. And I think like one of the things that I really appreciate with it is it's just very classic in the aesthetic and in the shapes, the last, but it's done to an extremely high degree of accuracy and kind of refinement on all of the shoes that I've seen. They do a variety of leathers and just really feature some classics, but also a bit of unique pattern work. And it's just something that like I haven't seen a shoe that they've done that doesn't look, kind of like spot on for the work or for the the pattern and the style that it's going for. There's definitely been some opportunities for other folks. I know a lot of people have kind of gotten some of their shoes from, I want to say Shop Mare, but that's not right. It is, oh, I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to find the shoemaker and put it in, or the store, and put it um in the description later on. But hey, what's up, Antonio? Yeah, so they do great work. I'll put as much contact information I can for where I think you can probably like find their shoes if you're interested in it. But basically, they I think are like one of these like under the radar Goodyear welded brands that they're probably a little more expensive than what you may expect for a Goodyear welded brand. I'd probably say like in the Edward, it's less than Edward Green. Probably around like the Crockett and Jones to like entry level Gassiano and Girling pricing, I think. But like they are just, I'd say like they're better than Crockett and Jones, and probably like on par with the quality of Gaziano and Girling, but a much different aesthetic. It's like a classic look, but with like the expertise and craftsmanship of a Japanese shoemaker, which they are always impressive. Let me take a quick pause here. Let me see what Paris and Antonio are saying here. Yeah, so I think like Alan Edmonds, Antonio Macariello, I think like, and Carmina. So like I'd probably say like Carmina and Antonio are definitely at one point were like flying under the radar. I don't think Alan Edmonds has been flying under the radar at any point in time during my lifetime or any of ours. Like they've been around for a while, but I think like they're all like great options. I know like sometimes, especially in the last video with Ashwin, I think sometimes folks think that we are, or I'm talking like negative about Alan Edmonds. I'm really not. It's just saying that like once you kind of like break into another level of shoe, it's kind of difficult to justify going back to a lower level when it's something that you're not going to really enjoy as much because you've already kind of changed the range or changed the style shoe that you're looking for. Like I don't think it would be a shocker to say that like Alan Edmonds is different than Carmina and Antonio without like comparing them quality to quality, but just like the aesthetic and just like what it is that you're looking to get out of them. There are three completely different opportunities and different products. So I don't think that they're comparable, and I don't think that saying like one is better than the other is a negative reflection on any of them. But let me jump to the next one. This is another Japanese shoemaker, and hopefully I can find it. Yeah, so Corno Blu. Unfortunately, this one isn't any easier to kind of purchase from than Joeworks, but this is another shoemaker out of Japan that does Goodyear welded shoes, hand welded shoes, and fully bespoke shoes. They do have a few like ready to wear lines, or at least ready to wear options. And I was thinking that's it. That's not. There's a couple, and they're sold out of. They used to be sold out of Yosol, and there was another shoemaker, or another store. I can't remember that store either. I'm gonna have to prepare a little bit more next time. But this is the pair that I had from them. It didn't fit that great, but like the work was extremely impressive. And you can contact them via email. I was able to order shoe trees from them via email. It's not the cheapest thing to get shipped over, but they are definitely a shoemaker that if you're looking for something unique, you're looking for some of that like artisanal work, whether it's Goodyear welded or hand welded, they really offer some special options. And they have a really, really nice variety of leathers, patterns, and a lot of them are kind of your classic. They're classically inspired with the twist of what his his signature look is, and I think if it's something that you like, you know, that's it's kind of hard to beat because they do their style very well. I know that there are a few folks out there like NCAP on Instagram, Naeem, Thon, Mr. Renworks. They have some of the ready to wear shoes from Corno Blu that were sold at Yosel, and you know, they can probably give uh, a better estimation of like how that shoe lasted, how it stood, like, you know, the number of years that they've had it than mine. I had mine for like a year until I realized that like the fit wasn't getting any better, so I might as well just kind of like move on from them. But besides the fit, you know, the level of craftsmanship and skill and finishing, it was really really nice work. Let's see here. I may be maybe neglecting the folks if there's anybody that's on the stream here, but if you guys have any questions, just drop them in the comments here. I'm not gonna hang on for too long, just kind of taking the interlude from doing this shoe care video, which if I can figure out the live stream navigation here, we'll publish this one, and then you can actually see what it is that I'm talking about. So we'll go back to the camera, and there we go. So just letting this one dry a few more moments, then I'll hop off and finish the shoe care video for this, and we'll share that tomorrow. But then let me jump back over, do a quick screen share, and finish up some of these shoemakers that I wanted to share. So we've got two Japanese shoemakers so far. That is, I already forgot, Corno Blu, and the other one is Joeworks. And I actually do have a pair of Joeworks being made now, so I'm excited for that, and excited to share those with you, because I think that will definitely be a pretty cool shoemaker to unbox, experience, and just see like how nice the actual shoes are compared to just like, you know, the beautiful pictures that you see on Instagram and reviews that you hear from other folks. So let's see. I think I had one more in mind here. Let me see if I can find it in the search. So I think like Yim Shoemaker, fantastic, but I don't think he's that much under the radar right now. I think everybody pretty much knows about him. I think it's just quite difficult to actually get a pair. So I mean, I was definitely like lucky enough to get one pair, and I have another pair being made now. But while it's beautiful to show, and like I'm really excited for them, it's not disingenuous, but I feel like it's a bit lower value content as opposed to a shoemaker that is easily accessible, because I'm kind of like showing something off that realistically not many people are going to have the opportunity to get at any point in time. So we'll skip Yim for right now. The last shoemaker here, if I can remember who I had in mind here. Why am I drawing a blank? It was, you know what? It doesn't matter. We'll save that one for the next video. Hopefully we'll do a few more live streams on a more regular just on a more regular basis, so that we can kind of get into the swing of things and actually have some consistency around when I say it's just me, when I'll be going live, and kind of who we'll have to kind of join some of the conversations. Let me take a look here. I see, sorry, I missed a comment here. So Antonio, for loafers, do you size half or full size? Still want, so and sorry, I gotta turn the autofocus off on that. So yeah, I think like the conventional wisdom for loafers seems to be that you should size down. For me, at least, and my foot, I find like that doesn't work, and it never has. I've definitely tried it, but it didn't work out, and I eventually had to get rid of all those shoes. And let me I'll share a little bit about why. But basically, the conventional wisdom of that is because if you keep the same size on the loafer, the lack of lacing and the lack of uh, ability to kind of adjust the fit is going to make the shoe too big if you take the same size as an Oxford or as a Derby. For me, like, I wear my shoes snug to the point where, like, when I like put my foot in without lacing them, like my feet aren't like flying around in the shoe. Like there's not like room where my foot's like moving back and forth. Like it's in there. There's room, but like the lacing just kind of like further secures that. Um so for me, I have a tall instep as well. So if I and when I size down, like it basically shrunk the entire forefoot part for me, and it would make the instep way too snug and way too snug in the toes. Now, it definitely made the loafer very, very fitted, and I never had any like slipping or heel slipping issues. But I think the size down or kind of full size down on a loafer really only applies if your normal lace up shoes are kind of like loose to a touch big. If your Oxfords and your lace up shoes are fitted very well and your foot's not moving around in them, I would say just keep the same size when you go to a loafer. If you size down, you have to remember that like you're not just like tightening up the heel, but you're kind of losing what, like 3.5 millimeters, around the shoe. So if your lace up shoes are pretty snug and fit really nicely, and you think you have the room to lose that much in like the length or in the toes and in the vamp space, then maybe it's the right bet. But most of the folks that I know, sizing down never really works. Again, if they have the lace up sizing accurate. So hopefully that helps. And I think it's one of those other it's kind of a subjective um subjective situation, because some shoemakers will actually change the sizing, but like the sizing that they tell you kind of stays consistent, but they actually use a different size last for their loafers when they're producing them, but then when they actually are selling them, like they're labeled the same. So it can be a little, not that it's deceiving, but it's just like how the business is done sometimes. So with that fact, it can make it a little difficult because you're trying to account for a fitting change where they're already taking that into account for you, and then by you kind of sizing down and overcorrecting, it's kind of compounding the issue further. So I think the best way to do it is kind of see like where your lace up or where your best fitting shoe is, and kind of work off of that, as opposed to just kind of taking like a standard Brannick sizing recommendation or the generic recommendation from the website. I think it's always kind of, that's a starting point, but then you need to just use your own experience and your own knowledge about like what actually feels good when you're wearing it. Hey, what's up, Cameron? Yeah, for sure, Antonio. Yeah, I think Cameron, I mean, that's spot on. I mean, everyone's feet are different and unique, and the fact that I have like a tall instep is definitely gonna make it more difficult to size down. With a loafer or any shoe, it's typically I have to like size up if anything. But I think um I think with anything, it's kind of like seek the the best practices or the general rule of thumb. simply as another like data point, but then don't like ignore your own experiences and your own like feeling of like that shoe feels good, and I followed like my own guidance and that shoe doesn't feel good, and I kind of took like the rule of thumb guidance. So I need to just add up all of these data points and figure out what the right decision is. But I think for sure it's always hard to kind of give generic fitting advice when it comes to shoes or clothing, because there are so many like unique aspects about it that if anything, it's just going to sometimes confuse people even more. But cool. Well, I appreciate those folks that were available and able to kind of hop on and join in the conversation. We'll wrap it up there, but definitely leave any other questions, comments, or thoughts, in the comment section, either on the live stream here or on the video once this gets posted. And hopefully next time we'll have a little more notice and we can get a little more active kind of audience, and maybe get Ashwin or Thon, or maybe even Kevin if you want, can jump on and have a bit more of a conversation besides just me talking to myself, which I enjoy doing, but I do that whether I'm on camera or not. So awesome. I'm going to finish up this video and we'll get this posted hopefully tomorrow. I say, well, again, it's just me. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.